to formally commence the bilingual school system in the country. And we have to thank you most sincerely for the support you have given to the government and people of Borno State by setting up the Almajiri schools across the state. We got the highest allocation, along with Katsina, Sokoto, and Kano, on the number of Almajiri schools to be established across the country.
We have been to 2 of those schools. One is almost completed. One is still at the foundation level. My Excellency, I must confess to you that when I saw it, I was not happy. And I've therefore directed that we will come back here sometime this April to see how further project has gone.
Wike also visited some schools constructed with the federal government's counterpart funds, but burnt down by miscreants in the state. He, on the spot, ordered UBEC to intervene in these schools and reconstruct them.
We can't accept this. So yes, something has to be done immediately. So liaise with the commissioner in charge of basic education, so that we'll be able to see how we can intervene immediately in order to send back our children back to the classrooms. There's no way they can have quality of education under this kind of atmosphere. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Barrister Wike also inspected schools in Bauchi State. The minister was satisfied with the level of work at the site. At the Emir of Bauchi's palace, the Emir, Dr. Riwanu Adamu, was full of praise for the program.
The child education also improve the life well-being of our children, irrespective of tribe, religion, circumstances, for them to achieve full potentials.
Okay. This is the first section.
Yes.
Okay.
The staff rooms this week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, all my people, everybody, they will happy. That's the reason we gather all the community to come and see your face, to greet you, to say thank you for the president.
Thank you.
We are thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let me also commend the Honorable Minister in the efforts you are making through some of your agencies, particularly the UBEC, the TET Fund, and of recent, the Almajiri Initiative. You will believe how much integration this effort is given to the educational system. And I'm sure if the states will partner and collaborate with your ministry and your initiative, I'm sure the desired transformation that we so dearly require in the educational system will be a matter of time.
In the last few weeks, the minister has visited project sites of the Almajiri schools under construction in parts of the country. The federal government's Almajiri education program is not restricted to the north. In line with the national survey conducted for the incidence of Almajiri, some southern states are benefiting from the program to cater for the Almajiri population in those states.
Our children who are living in the streets of Almajiri that we have to integrate them to national development so they can have formal education. And as a president promised, that after the election we're going to construct Almajiri schools. Luckily for us, Oyo State is one of the states where such construction is going on.
The federal government is constructing 3 Almajiri schools in the state. Two of the Almajiri schools in the state are in the ancient city of Oyo and the state capital, Ibadan. The visit of the Minister of State to Ibadan was historic. President Jonathan's efforts at creating access to quality education for the less privileged Almajiris received the blessing and praise of the traditional ruler of the ancient Oyo town, the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi. The Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, declared that the federal government's investment in the education of Almajiri will help in solving the security challenges in parts of the nation. Oba Adeyemi spoke in his palace when the Minister of State for Education, Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, visited as part of his inspection tour of Almajiri schools under construction in Oyo State.
For the first time, the federal government started sponsoring the children of Almajiri in the country. But one of the first things that we noticed about the president is consistency and his ability to defend intellectual promises. If you keep on that, you will just remember as one of the first things that there are so Nigerians that are very promises and as able to keep faith with the people of Nigeria and to fulfill these intellectual promises.
At the palace of the Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Samuel Odunlana, who spoke through his second-in-command, he praised the federal government for introducing the program.
For considering Ibadan for the purposes of this school, because it cannot be too school cannot be too.
At the governor's office, Ibadan, Senator Abiola Ajimobi of Oyo State commended President Jonathan and appealed to the federal government to cite more Almajiri schools in the state.
Yes, Excellency, you agree with me that when I went to the governor's school, you really argued vehemently that Oyo State deserves more than one. And by the special grace of God, the legal secretary of UNEP did inform me that he made promise to you that he was going to increase it. And I want to say that he has increased that to 3. Even though like the last thing of Oyo has said that they require more than that. Then
you mentioned the issue of the Almajiris, and I'm very, very appreciative of the fact that when I was discussing with you and the executive secretary about having more Almajiri schools, you promised to give us one, and later with our discussion you have helped us. And I think with this we must place on record that you have made the biggest deposit in our educational bank account. Thank you. Similarly, I wonder what you will do for them with their Almajiri schools. I haven't visited them and they've been nice to you. I hope you will appreciate it. Only one for Allah and one for Allah.
Minister of State for Education, Barrister Wike, speaking at the two palaces and the Oyo State Governor's office, expressed the commitment of the federal government to ensure that all Almajiris across the country have access to quality education.
What I would like you to finish this in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks? You are sure you are painted? You are doing the landscaping?
Yeah, we are in the process of interlocking now.
Okay.
So within the next 1 week, we will finish the interlocking.
Okay.
And the painter is already on site. But because of the finishing work we are doing, that's why it hasn't started painting. Painting will take us a week. Okay. Yes, sir.
First week of May. Second week of May, you finish. Middle May, you finish. I'm not impressed. No? I'm not impressed with the level of job at all.
We do not even know what they're supposed to be doing.
No, I would agree, but when we talked about the other one, you were happy. You are saying that yes, you are always supervising. Mr. Chairman, now this is bad now. Now you are saying that you don't know what is supposed to be done.
No, when you talk
about the other one, you took the credit now. Do you know the specification of the other one? You took the credit. Did you know the other one? You took the credit.
If you see a good job, you know it.
If you see a bad one, you will see it. If you see a bad one, you will see it. So why not accept because you are not coming here? I'm not to say because you don't know the specification.
No, we came here.
And it's not, you are the chairman of SUPEP. You don't need to know what if you have not requested for this thing. How can you say that you don't know what they're supposed to do? The school will be finished, the project will be finished. You have your hostels, you have your classrooms, and you have the facilities that will make you to be better people in the country. Okay? So this is the promise Mr. President has made, and Mr. President has fulfilled his promise. So we want you to take it in good faith and also use it very well. Okay? Thank you very much.
In the North, we continue to preach about it since 1960. We want to do something about Almajiri education. And in the North, we have been in power for quite a significant portion of the history of this country so far. But we didn't take up the issue of Almajiri education. Now the President made a promise last year. Today, we are talking about delivering 36 model Almajiri schools this year. And we are talking about 102 Almajiri schools by the end of the year. And by 2015, we are talking about 400 model Almajiri schools.
As the nation works towards the attainment of Education for All EFA goals in 2015, the efforts of the Minister of State for Education and other officials of the Federal Ministry of Education towards ensuring that Almajiris have access to quality education is in the best interest of the nation.